Carney, Breitbart economics and finance editor and co-author of the Breitbart Business Digest, which has a cult following, and Art Laffer, his own cult following, former Reagan economist and Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient and author of Taxes Have Consequences. John Carney, you've been speculating. The last few reports, not so good. This one kind of blows out a lot of things. What do you make of this? Let's start there.
So first of all, I think it's important. It is not one report. You'll hear a lot of people say, oh, don't make such a big deal out of one report. I've been pointing out for the last few reports that, in fact, inflation was no longer falling and was probably going to climb again. And that's what we're seeing here. If you look at the underlying inflation numbers, they're even worse than the headline numbers. Median CPI, 16% trimmed mean CPI.
What was the median? That's that Cleveland Fed?
Right. The Cleveland Fed takes what's basically the middle of all of the numbers and says, okay, here's the real underlying
Chops
number.
off the high and the low.
It was up 0.5% for the month.
Wow.
So this is we're looking at a huge increase in inflation. It was pulled down by some things that we can't even depend upon. So energy prices fell for the month. But look, we have a big problem in the Middle East right now. We can't depend on that keep happening. We also still have some goods disinflation happening. That's probably over. We're going to start seeing the price of goods climb again. And so what we're looking down the path at is higher inflation later this year. We had the year-over-year number of 3.1% was down from a month ago, but that's only because last January was 0.56. So we had a huge number that dropped out of the year-over-year numbers. So the trend is up.
The innards of this report are not good, and that median CPI. Do you remember what the year-on-year was for that median CPI?
I think it's 4.9.
It's got a 4 handle.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Too. So Art Laffer, money can't buy love, but it can buy higher prices, and it's an interesting thing because it's fiscal. It's government spending money this time around, it seems to me. And there is no sign that that is abating or slowing down or going away because the Bidens love to spend the taxpayers' money. So what do you make of this problem?
Well, first, I think John is completely correct on what he said. I would like to add that the core inflation, the core inflation has exceeded the CPI inflation for the last 11 months. And what John said was they dropped off a very high number this month. There's going to be a lower number next month, but then the next 3 months on both the core and also the CPI are very, very low and that high, and they're going to drop off, and this is going to be even worse for the Biden administration. This has been not a good week for Biden, and frankly, these numbers do, as John said, look to be almost permanent. There are going to be more rises coming in the future, and which is a bad news. And interest rates being up tell us that the market expects this, Larry. This is a bad number, and the Biden policies are just plain not working.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to note, by the way, in Jerry Willis's report, with market interest rates rising, not the Fed's target rate, but market rates, which, after all, are very, very important, more important than the Fed's target rate. Market rates have been going up since the first of the year. Bank stocks are going down. Regional bank stocks are going down big time. You got a commercial real estate threat out there, okay? Commercial real estate loan. We're going to have Mr. Wonderful Kevin O'Leary on, I think, tomorrow or the next day to talk about that. These are all issues. So, Art, what's the impact, okay? What's the impact on the average typical family, on working folks, okay? Middle income working folks, blue collar folks, and maybe some lower income folks too. What do these price increases do to them?
Well, what it does is it raises the cost of living for all of them, Larry, and that makes it really bad. You know, people buy on prices, not on inflation. But when inflation goes higher and higher, the prices get higher and higher as well. So it just irritates and aggravates the family. It makes it worse off. And there have been some other reports that have been out that the jobs held and the jobs created and all of this about the Biden administration really hasn't gone to the same group of people. And the jobs there for non-immigrants have not risen very much at all. And the median income has also not risen anything like it should have. And wages, real wages from the beginning of Biden to today, today are lower than they were when Biden took office. So, you know, it's a cacophony of problems flowing down. And that in conjunction with all the rest of the stuff which is on the news, Larry, that you cover so well, it is just really making it for a very, very tough week for Biden. And I think it's going to continue being tough both economically and also politically for him.
So there's a report out today. There are 183,000 less U.S.-born Americans working today than in 2019.
Yes.
A big chunk of the jobs have gone to illegals. I don't want to do it in this segment, but it's still an ongoing problem, and it just shows you the difficulties on the border. And the other point is, John Carney,
exactly.
this played on Breitbart, and real wages have come down in part, not only, but in part because of cheap labor from the illegal immigrants.
That's right.
I'm going to say bless them, even though I think it's absolutely wrong what's happened. It's created a fiasco of border security. But that is a reality. They're taking the low-end, low-skilled jobs away from native-born people.
And by the way, Larry, not just from native-born people, but from recent immigrants. The people who get hit the hardest are the legal immigrants, people who came in here over the last 10 years who are literally at the bottom rung of the ladder, are getting that ladder kicked out from under them because of the flood coming over the border. This is a big problem. Biden, you know, they call us anti-immigrant whenever we say we need to control the border. But in fact, the people getting hurt the most are recent legal immigrants.
That's a great point. I am pro-legal immigrant and will always be. And we have room in this country to accommodate a million or so every year. Maybe they know something about this country. Maybe they speak English. Maybe they have a job.
But not uncontrolled numbers that come over. You know,
that's right.
We're going to be looking at 1 million a month if we don't get control of this border.
John Carney, I know it's an election year, and the Fed's not going to tighten up their interest rate targets. But at what point does this really turn around the Fed's own assessment? Every time the Fed comes out and says something, they're wrong. So they said, you know, 6 months ago, the economy is weak and going into recession. And like the rest of us, they were wrong. The economy turns out stronger. Now there says, talk about 3 interest rate cuts, and inflation is coming down to their target. It looks like they're going to be wrong about that.
Right, they are wrong. The inflation is not coming down to their target. I mean, look, Powell was very smart to say we're not going to cut in March. They're not going to cut in May. June looks very questionable. There aren't that many reports coming. By the time they get out to July, they better not start cutting in July because the political backlash will be enormous if they do that. So I think it's very possible we don't see any cuts until after Election Day, and maybe none at all this year. The market isn't prepared for that. That will punish stocks, and people will be shocked.
All right, Laffer, just one more time. These individual prices, you make the point, we all try to make this point. There's something called the overall inflation rate. It is lower than it was a year and a half ago, but individual prices continue to rise, albeit more slowly, but they continue to rise. Over 3 years, this takes a huge toll on family budgets, and it takes a toll on what earnings are worth. The earnings are worth less. You go to the store and you buy less. This is a big political problem, is it not, Art? I mean, Biden can try to move his way back and forth, but this is what's plagued him. I call it the affordability crisis. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, it's a huge problem, Larry. But not only is inflation not coming down any longer, if you look at the numbers that are dropping off the index, and if you look at core versus regular CPI, core has exceeded regular CPI for 11 straight months on inflation, which means that prices are going to be rising at a faster rate, not a slower rate, going forward, at least for the next 4 or 5, 6 months. Now, that's what's going to happen, and all of that provides a huge political problem, plus a real economic problem for people who are working, people who are trying to get jobs, people who are there. It's a real serious, real problem as well as an enormous political problem. And if I can say, putting it on top of all the other stuff, it's just a death knell for this administration, I think.
Arthur, eggs are up 37% under Joe Biden. That's a lot. Eggs. Now,
why'd you pick that for me? Why'd you pick eggs for?
Because eggs are very healthy, and I want you to have your eggs every now and then.
I love eggs.
You gotta have
love eggs, Larry.
Even though they're up 37%, you're a successful, wealthy guy. You can afford it, but not everyone can. Eggs are very important, and that's all I'm going to say on the subject. Art Laffer,
but don't put them all in one basket, Larry.
No, don't. Here we go. Art Laffer, money can't buy love. You know, that's all this about.
Don't count them before they hatch. That's my wisdom.
John Carney.
Oh, there you go.
Also, and Mr. Cliche.